Hey everybody, this is Texas Danny, and I'm coming to you from Thursday, December the 16th, 2021. I understand that new movie Spider-Man No Way Home has just come out today in America. It's about the multiverse, and that's pretty interesting because it concerns all of us. And it concerns this place that we're at right now, which is very, very interesting. A lot of changes going on. I'd like to draw your attention to certain areas on the earth that are very, very interesting and something that we should pay attention to and keep watching. If I can, using the tip of the pen here, which I use for work, Greenland, which has a lot of ice coming off, a tremendous amount of ice coming off. In my opinions, these are quantum speeds. These are not Newtonian-related issues. Excuse the noise. I'm sitting in my favorite pizza parlor. That's where I'm at right now, so that's where it is. But we have a lot of ice coming out. Center areas right here. When I look at the top of the screen as well with my naked eyes, I see like these little glowing gaps all on the top of the ice area. Keep in mind, I think this is also moving in every possible direction. It's probably heading a little bit, for lack of a description, more towards the center North Pole and going down as well. So again, these are quantum-related issues. These are not Newtonian issues, in my opinion, even though the narrative says otherwise. Now, you have Canada, which in the prior world had ice all on the very top of it. My world, the northern Hudson Bay was iced in, even though that they had icebreakers that went in all the time in there. So they went down, further towards southern Canada. But this top would have been all frozen. You wouldn't have seen these basic islands right in here. And these islands, some of these changes are in here, and we have some movements. But northern Alaska, northern Canada, the Northwest Territories, the Yukon, all that would have been iced. It would have been iced. Keep in mind, though, Greenland would have been much further south, about 700, 800 miles further southeast. So this would have been, the top of this that you're seeing right here would have been, maybe down like at where at the bottom is right now. And Norway and Sweden and Finland, northern Russia, of course, was all iced. We had the Arctic in here. We had the Arctic cap in here. Now, I understand that there are sea ice up here, okay? And besides seeing Greenland, you see some sea ice. So if you looked up there, you see a lot of sea ice, but it's not what we called Arctica. Arctica was not a continent for me, but it was a hard pack ice, which you could literally do stuff like land planes on. You could put heavy machinery on the ice cap. It was that thick. But Iceland would have been a little bit of a different position. There was no Svalbard, everybody. There was no Svalbard because it would have been all iced in. Ireland, Northern Ireland would have been further out from the UK a little bit. Not much, like 45 miles out, as opposed to 10 or 15 miles off of Scotland. The top of Scotland, if I can bring this in, the top of Scotland is gone compared to my old reality. But, the UK's been shrunk. The Earth's been shrunk. What I've been surprised by is recently there was a commentator talking about, well, if you had to go apply for aid in Afghanistan back a couple of months ago when Afghanistan was in the news quite a bit, she was saying, try walking from London to Manchester to apply for aid. Well, for me, my prior timeline, London to Manchester was something like 743 miles. It was a major difference. And she then used the express. I heard her say 225 miles. And I'm thinking, that's what caught my attention. I said, 225 miles, that's absolutely short. Well, it's less than that now, folks. So our time and space areas are being condensed. They're being moved in on. Now, one of my watch areas, of course, is London and Manchester. And the areas they've just moved in there. It's like 165 miles now, which is ridiculous. That's amazing. The difference between up in Scotland between Glasgow and Edinburgh is ridiculous. At one time in the past, I don't know if it was post-jump or pre-jump, I measured it, and it was like 125 miles, and that was from point to point, like city proper. There was more room on the outskirts, so you know it was more than that, probably like 135, 40 miles, 45 miles. Now it's like 50 miles apart. It's way, way too close. I physically was in the UK one time to an Air Force base. I spent like 12 hours in the UK, got the best box lunch I ever had in my life, and 49 degrees felt like 29 degrees. It was very, very cold. I forget the name of the Air Force base. I was trying to remember the name of the Air Force base, and I couldn't remember it. The Earth is in dynamic fluctuations, and it's in dynamic movements right now. I want to point out an area that's having tremendous changes. Coming off of, in the western United States, Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado, probably even New Mexico, are all busy. All the Rocky Mountain states and all the American Plain states are busy. Canada's busy too as well. But who's been real busy lately is I want to show you. It's been Nebraska. Very, very busy of Nebraska. It seems like we have possibly a lot of subterranean water or something like that coming out of Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado. Whoops, okay, and work is calling. Is coming into Kansas and Nebraska. There's a tremendous amount of changes through central Nebraska. Far northwestern Nebraska has changes. We are busy, 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 everybody. We are in quantum flux land right now, big time. And let me move up one thing like that. I want to point out this area in Mexico and how we're rotating. Central Mexico, this was pointed out to me in comments why somebody mentioned Central Mexico. I'll look up your name again. Thank you for that comment that you gave me to help me out. We're very busy and we got a lot of stuff going on. It's just amazing. We also need to keep our eye out for this one place right here, and that is Crete. Crete and North Africa are closing in. We have Turkey dipping ever further southwest and Greece southeast, and Crete is heading south, heading closer to North Africa. This is having effects in the Adriatics, to Greece, to Albania, to Bosnia-Herzegovina, Italy, and the Geneva wave. France, Germany, Poland, all that is being affected right now. That rotation in there at the Carpathian Mountains is very active, and you're seeing how busy the Mediterranean is as it closes. One more thing, because it came up recently. My reality, the Rock of Gibraltar was in the Straits of Gibraltar. It was because Gibraltar is in the middle and over 50 miles wide. It's like 10 or 15 miles wide at the very most now. And the Rock of Gibraltar is over on the southern part. But the Mediterranean is closing up. Europe is active, Russia is active. And one more thing to point out before I go. We're very active around Mongolia and Lake Baikal, and that's getting quite busy. Central Asia is what's coming, everybody. Central Asia, Black Sea, the Caspian, Iran and Pakistan, all these areas, all the way out to China and Japan, India, very busy. Earth, very busy. Texas Danny out.